Om Manabuddhyankar Chityaninaha Nacha Shrotru Jyuve Nacha Gnanule Nacha Bhumi Bomo Natejo Navayu Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Nacha prana sanko navai panchavayu navasapta dhatu navapancho kosha navakpanipadam nachapastu vayu Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Name Vishurago Name Logo Moho Vadanaiva Vinaiva Maksayava Dharma Nacharto Nakamo Namoksho Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Na punyang na papang na sukhang na dukhang na mantra na tirtha na veda na janya ang bojanang naibojang na bhakta Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Name tu nasanka Name jati veda Pita noiva me noiva mata najanma Nabandhu namitrang guru naiva shishva Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकाररूपम् विभूत्या च सर्वत्र सर्वैन्द्रियाणाम् न च संगतं नैव मुक्तिनामेय चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं
আমরা এখন বেদ মন্ত্র পাঠ করব। We are now going to do the Vedic chanting. Please participate. বেদ মন্ত্র পাঠ করব, যোগদান করুন। ওম वाग्मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनः मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठिता आभिः मे वेदस्यामानिस्तः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहसिहा अनेन अहोरात्रां संददामि सत्यां वदामि तत्मामवतु तद्भक्तानामवतु अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तानाम् अवतु भक्तानाम् शांति 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 ओम शांति ओम आपयन्तु मम अंगानि वाक्प्राणः चक्षुः श्रोत्रमाथः बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदाम् অহং ব্রহ্ম নিরাকুর্যাৎ মা ব্রহ্ম নিরাকারো নিরাকর্ণমস্তু নিরাকর্ণমে অস্তু ধর্মস্তে ময়ি সন্তু তে ময়ি সন্তু
মহিষান্তু
ওম শান্তি 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 ওম পূর্ণমাদাঃ পূর্ণমিদং পূর্ণাৎ পূর্ণমুদচ্যতে পূর্ণস্য পূর্ণমাদায় পূর্ণমেব অবশিষ্যতে ওম শান্তি 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 ওম সহনো ভবতু সহনো ভুনাক্তু বীর্যং করবাবহৈ তেজস্বিনাধিতমস্তু মা বিদ্বিষাবহৈ ওম শান্তি 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 ওম শাং নো মিত্রঃ শাং বরুণঃ শাং নো ভবতি হরিও মহা শাং নো ইন্দ্রঃ বৃহস্পতিঃ শাং নো বিষ্ণুরুক্রমঃ মহাব্রহ্মণে নমঃ।
আমাকে আধার কার্ড জল দিবি রিকু?
প্রত্যক্ষং ব্রহ্মাসি প্রত্যক্ষং ব্রহ্ম বদিষ্যামি বদিষ্যামি সত্যং বদিষ্যামি তমামবতু তদ্ভক্তানামবতু অবতু মাম Avutuvakaram
Avadvakaram
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Om Shanti
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Om Bhadrang Karnevi Shram Deva
Om
Om
Bhadrang
Bhadrani Shriyam
Bhadrang Kushema Akshavi Ayotraham
Bhadrang Pashyema
Dhirayangari Tushtumang Shatanovihi Devahi Tangayatayu
Yatayu
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
আমরা আমাদের আলোচনা পর্বে প্রবেশ করছি। আজ আমাদের আলোচনার পর্ব, এটি ব্রহ্ম উপলব্ধি 960তম পর্ব। আজ 2025 সাল জানুয়ারি মাসের 5 তারিখ। এটি ডিজিটাল মোডে 251তম সানডে টক। Today we have the series of God realization of 968th in the sequence. This is actually the third in the sequence of our Sunday talk. The first in the sequence we had continued, that was the preparation for God realization, that we continued around 400 something. And next was the ingredients or the inputs for God realization, that we continued for again more or less the same period. And today we are at the 968th session of God realization. This is the third in the phase. We have entered a new year to 2025. Today is the first Sunday of the year. This is actually the 251st digital Sunday talk. আজ আমাদের আলোচনা ধ্যান যোগ। Today we are going to discuss the meditative connect. The name actually is Dhyana Yoga. Today, for some reason, I'm going to use more English than other days. Dhyana Yoga actually is coined from the word meditation, or meditation is actually trying to, as a word, is trying to explain the concept of dhyana. Now, the concept of dhyana is actually inbuilt in our Vedic stream and most of other Indian streams of God realization or worship or any kind of spirituality. Even the impact of that has gone widely to other areas, other cultures, almost 4,000 years ago. You can say, it's from the Buddhist period onwards. The early Laotian period in China, which is around 5,500 years from now, previous time, they had used also some kind of meditation. The meditative form which we have in the Rig Vedas and thus getting connected and continued further forward, has got certain different streams. Today we are going to discuss some of the highlighting streams, which are actually the guiding or the parental stream for all kinds of meditative forms in the world that the human society has come to know from various angles, from various colors, from various tastes, from various regions of the world, from various overtones onto that. The fundamentals of that is getting back to oneself, getting back to yourself. The fundamental of meditation is to have a or initiate a process of inner discovery. The process of inner discovery is only effective and possible when you have a belief or you know for certain, or even you have got some idea about that some good things or some noble things are contained within. If there is no good thing or no good noble things within, then why does a person take a time out to get inside? Why do you do that? You can do only when you have a treasure inside. This treasure is not measurable, quantifiable, and countable. This treasure is something which has got an infinite connect. This we call that, the intrinsic as a minuscule, but it's connected with the extrinsic, the entire creation in its all ways and it's over all periods and moments of time. Therefore, when we try to have a meditation, it will have an overall impact or it will touch down all the elements of the living organism. Any individual, when we are in a human body, human understanding, and a human soul carrying within, it's a human form. And the human form has got millions, and now it's the counted or approximations made. It's several billions of cells within, including the cells of the brain. Because brain itself has got several millions of cells. And these cells, each one is active and each one has got the power and the capacity to exist, however, through a mutual connect with the next or the others. Therefore, cells within the human system are interdependent on one hand and independent on the other. The moment you identify the intrinsics within a cell, the moment the cell itself realizes the intrinsic potent within itself, then again it becomes independent of others. Until that, it's connected with the surroundings. Until that, it's connected with each and every other cells or its surroundings and the environment in which it's functioning. It's actually the urge to connect with one particular intrinsic at one particular level or one particular place of our imagination. Let's begin with the imagination. It's an imagination through which we actually attempt to touch down the intrinsic. Imagination has to be turned into reality. It's not a dream. It's not even a just ideation from a distance. It's the imagination based on the factors which are operating within and around. Therefore, when we take a call to have a journey within, then we need to begin with an imagination. And you imagine that you possess something good and great. You have something good and great as a gift. If you wish to call it gift of God, that's the best. If you don't, then you can consider that gift from somewhere. It is a gift because it's grown without your consent. It has grown without your volition. It has grown without your action on that. So it has grown independent, and therefore it is a gift of the human nature, gift of the cosmic nature. I call it a gift of God. And the moment you consider it as a gift of God, you get the right direction. Since the session of today is a session on meditative connect, Dhyana yoga, I'd have three different phases of meditation in a very short while. One in the beginning now, after few words of exchange, then meaning a few words of explanations, then again, and if time permits, then one at the end. At least two sessions we shall have, if not three. So now we shall proceed to have a session. আমরা এখন একটু ধ্যান করব। ধ্যান করবার তিনটে ধাপে আমরা করার চেষ্টা করব, না হলে দুটো ধাপে। প্রথমে এখন আমরা প্রাথমিক ধ্যানের প্রাথমিক পর্বটি করব। তারপর কিছু আলোচনার পর আমরা এর দ্বিতীয় ধাপে চলে যাব। আর সময় থাকলে আমরা তৃতীয় ধাপও করব শেষের দিকে। তো আমরা প্রথম ধাপে ধ্যান করব। So we are now beginning with the session of meditation right now. It's for just a few minutes. And the first thing to think about of meditation is how do you sit, where do you sit, and how do you consider yourself as a person or as an element in this process of meditation. Now, the first thing that we need to try, the most difficult thing that we need to try is forgetting your own identity as a person according to your understanding of things. Let us try to forget our individual idea of ourselves as an individual for a few minutes from now. আমরা এখন ধ্যানে প্রবেশ করব। তার জন্য আমরা কেমন ভাবে আসনে আছি, কেমন ভাবে উপবেশন করে আছি, কেমন ভাবে আমরা পার্টিসিপেট করছি, এগুলো ইম্পর্টেন্ট, সেগুলো আমরা বলছি। এগুলো গুরুত্বপূর্ণ, সেগুলো বলছি। তার চেয়ে বেশি গুরুত্বপূর্ণ একটি বিশ্বাস যে এখন আপনাকে নিজেকে ভাবতে হবে যে আপনি এখন একজন অসংখ্যের মধ্যে একজন, কোনো বিশেষ কেউ নন। আপনার কোনো পরিচয় নেই। You don't have any identity for now, few minutes from now. You are neither a friend to anybody, nor a relation to anybody, nor a person having any work for anybody, nor an individual who is committed to anything in the world or anything for anyone in the world, nor an individual who is having any kind of iota of mental constructions, including promises, hopes, expectations, desires, doubts, conflicts, angers, and any kind of ill or positive mental orientation to anyone in the world. এগুলি থেকে আমাদের এখন মুক্ত হয়ে সোজা আমরা বসছি। Our sitting posture, since I am seated on a chair, I am sitting straight on the chair. You please try wherever you are seated. Place your feet parallel to each other on the floor. If any constraining things is there, for example, if your vest has got a belt, it's better to lose it. If you are wearing a tie, better to lose it. If it is slightly loosened, that's better. You are set now straight, your feet parallel to each other, placed on the floor, hands on respective knees. Your eyes are closed. Both the nostrils are open. The first phase of meditation is to have a connect with air. You don't have to do the alternate nostril breathing now. That comes when we enter the second phase of pranayama. That comes then. Now we are doing a prelude to pranayama. If prelude to pranayama is not done, then dhyana does not take place. এখন আমরা প্রাণায়ামের পূর্বের অবস্থাটা করছি। প্রাণায়ামের পূর্বের অবস্থাটি হলো আমাদের নাক কোথাও বন্ধ নেই, আমরা নাক বন্ধ করে কোনো শ্বাস নেব না। এখন আমাদের চোখ বন্ধ, আমরা সোজা বসে আছি, we are seated straight. আমরা এখন আমাদের সঙ্গে এই মহাজাগতিক এই যে অস্তিত্ব, তার সঙ্গে সম্পর্ক আমরা বুঝবো একটু একটু করে। How do you understand or connect with the cosmic system? It's just through the invisible air. We inhale and exhale through deep breaths and deep breathing as a process for some time, or just this. But I'll tell what would be the mental condition for this phase also when we proceed. So let's take deep breathing. আমরা জোরে জোরে নিঃশ্বাস নেবো এবং ছেড়ে দেবো, দুটো নাক দিয়ে নেবো, ছেড়ে দেবো। আমরা সোজা বসে আছি, আমাদের চোখ বন্ধ, আমরা দুনাকে নিঃশ্বাস নিচ্ছি যেমন নর্মাল নেওয়া হয়ে থাকে, কারোর কোনো অবস্ট্রাকশন, শীতকালীন অবস্ট্রাকশন। বাট ইফ ইউ হ্যাভ গট এনি problem of the respiration system, do according to your capability. আমরা শুরু করছি। Start. We're taking air inside and trying to hold it for some time, no measurement, and then releasing the air when we feel that it should be released. Let us continue for 10 different cycles of this now onwards. Okay. So we have done 10 cycles. I guess everyone is through with that. Now we are going to discuss certain things which are connected to this. Dhyana Yoga is actually a subject of great importance, as has been mentioned by Lord Sri Krishna to Arjuna. And he has mentioned that all great things of idea, great components of idea, and great matters of idea, great things of the work, and anything great that you can think of or can take the initiative to perform requires some element of meditative attention to that. When he was actually discussing, Lord Krishna was actually sharing things with Arjuna, like Shankha Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and again Sannyasa Yoga. He has defined the true identity of a sannyasi, a monk. Who is a monk? Who can be considered a true monk? After all this of his mentioning, Arjuna had thought that he needs to share his own mind with the Lord. And he made two questions to Lord Krishna. These two are very important for Dhyana Yoga. These two questions are fundamental to the human society and could be considered as common to human society. The first question of Arjuna. Yaha ayam yoga tvaya pruktaha samyena madhusudanaha etasya aham na pushyami chanchalatvat sthiting sthiram chanchalang hi manaha krishna pramoti balavat dridam tasya aham nigraham manye bayoho eva sudushkaram. Arjuna was mentioning that you are saying you have to meditate, you are saying you have to think of God, you are saying you have to have good things in mind, you are saying you have to get rid of desire, get rid of jealousy, get rid of envy, get rid of anger, get rid of negative emotions, get rid of all these things and be indifferent to the reactions to you from the world. You're saying all this, but I don't understand anything because my mind is not within my control. My mind, chanchalatvat, my mind is actually always fluctuating. My mind is always in a turbulent form. My mind is in turbulence. So you tell me how to get hold of this mind, how to overcome this condition of the mind so that whatever you have said, I can understand that properly. I want to understand that, but I'm unable to. Why? Because my mind is actually in a turbulence. It's not fixed. It's not steady. My mind is actually flexing between things and among things. It's attracted by things of the world and influenced by anything and everything of the world. Lord Krishna elaborates the answer which we are coming to. The seed of this answer was there in Yoga Shastram of Patanjali. Patanjali was mentioned, Dito Ragu Vishayan Va Chityam. This is one of the remedies that he has mentioned. Tat Pratishidartham Ekutyat or Vyasa. Tat Pratishidartham Ekutvam Vidhyasa. Patanjali is mentioning, yes, mind has got different stages. What are those? He says mind is kshipta. Mind is sometimes mudha. Mind is sometimes vikshipta. This mind can be made to be attaining a position called ekagra. And further, the mind can be taken forward and pushed up to a situation of niruddhya. Mind is kshipta, meaning it's always, as Arjuna is mentioning, chanchala hi matihi mam. My mind is always in turbulence. I'm unable to sit, I'm unable to have a poise of the mind. Patanjali is mentioning, yes, that is one of the conditions of human society, human life, one of the stages of human life. O human being, you have to come out of that. Your mind is kripta. You have to make it mind of poise, shant. You have to make it prashant. You have to make the mind stable, steady. Mudha. Mudha is, it's unable to conceptualize the good things within. Any good thing that comes in, it becomes actually a thing which is unacceptable. Vikshipta is a further turbulent condition. Mudha is again explained by others as lack of the spirit of divinity, lack of the wisdom of God, lack of this orientation to the divine ambience. If the mind can create an ambience, mind can gradually consolidate and come up to the stage where it's poised to deliver something which can bring the mind out of these clutches of things. Patanjali is mentioning that you have to do what? Vitaraga Vishayam va Chityam. Meaning you have to come out of the any kind of subject of the attractions towards these empiricity or empirical conditions of your life for the mind. The mind has to elevate. It says the mind has to elevate. Now he gives an idea. We shall now take the advice of Lord Sri Krishna. Kamyanam karmanam nyasam sannyasam kavayo viduhu sarva karmo phalatyagam prahutyago vichakshanaha. Lord Krishna advises Arjuna to become a sannyasi in mind. And he says, if you can attain that, you become a true sannyasi. Who is a true sannyasi? The person who has abandoned the kamyanam karmana. Kamyanam karmana nasham. Nasham is give up. Nasham is giving up and adopting, giving up and accepting, giving up and dedicating. What do you give up? You give up any kind of concern for the world, for yourself. What you don't give up, you do never give up your karma, your work. So Lord Krishna repeatedly is mentioning the person who has given up the karma cannot become a sannyasi. Sannyasi is a person who is into the karma, but who has given up what? Has given up the expectations of fruits from that karma. The results, the outcomes you have given up. Now, what is vidya and what is avidya? The sages are saying that if you have to go for the godly activities, if you have to have a realization of God, and then in that case, you have to have in your mind the orientation which actually takes you to the realm of God, bereft of anything, without having any connection with anything else. If you've got any connection with anything else, you are never nowhere there. You have to connect with God, and you are trying to have that as an absolute. And he said, Sarvya karma follow tyagam prahu. Tyagam vichakshanaha. Sannyasam kabaya vidu. If you have abandoned that, you have given up that, and you have accepted something different, what is that? You have accepted God. You have accepted God for life. Is it a purposeful acceptance? Lord Krishna is saying, no. It is a purposeless acceptance. It's an acceptance without any cause and purpose. It is an acceptance with sheer love for God and a total true dedication to God. And he qualifies further, saying, Yogaha yukta visuddha atmaha vijito atmaha jita indriyaha sarva bhutatmo bhutatmaha kurvanapi na lipyate. Maybe that you are working for the entire world. Maybe that you are working for yourself. Maybe that you are working for you and the world. Maybe that you are working for a cause. Maybe that you are working on a purpose. Maybe that you are busy in those works always. But if you are in a position to dedicate yourself in the spirit of things to God, then you win these positions and conditions of mind. What are those three conditions of mind? Patanjali is telling that you have to overcome to get into this poise of mind, ekagra in manaha, ekagra manaha. Ekagra manaha is single pointedness or centricness of the mind. Ekagra is ekaham agraha asit, ekaham agraha bhavisyati. What has a future of one particular absolute destiny, or what is actually accepted as one particular absolute destiny. The condition of mind in which you can do that is your ekagrata, the single pointedness of mind, the oneness of the mind. And that is a method which has been mentioned by Patanjali. Patanjali has mentioned that Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Vikshanam, Sukha, Dukkha, Punya, Apunya, Vishayanam, Bhavanata, Chitta, Prasada. Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha. Maitri is friendliness to anyone and anybody, others. Karuna is your compassion to the world. Mudita is your getting delight in the attainment of individuals, things, and groups in the world, apart from yourself. Upeksha is any inflicts on your individual being by anyone in the world. Be indifferent to that. Maitri is friendliness. Karuna is compassion. Mudita is your getting delight for others. Upeksha is your being indifferent to the world. Sukha, dukkha, punya, punya, vishayanam, bhavanataha, samadhi. Equate between the opposites that the world can offer to you. You consider both the same. If you have happiness, consider that as good. Unhappiness, also consider in the same spirit that it's got some reason behind. Never blame the world, never blame the others. Put the blame to yourself. This has been explained by Swami Vivekananda very elaborately and saying, when you find the result of some karma is not coming palatable to you, and you find an immediate cause of blaming some other person in your vicinity, try to reorient that to yourself. Because in most of the cases, you will find that's true. If you honestly explore that, you will find that's true. So Patanjali is giving a solution. He's saying, when we are into the pranayama mode of meditation, what is the difference in the normal breathing or the deep breathing that we've done and the pranayama? The difference is in the pranayama, we are taking the help of our prana shakti, the vital energy within, to help us in exploring and having the willed imagination from within and to try and reach out to the willed imaginative point of our target. So in the pranayama, we have the willed imagination, and the willed imagination comes only when we are at least slightly concentrated within. Patanjali is telling concentration will be facilitated by one thing. You do a japam of the pranama mantra. When you are doing the concentration, if you have got a mantra for your spiritual attainment, that's a big thing for you to do. You do separate. That's your spiritual ritual. But if you have to internalize and if you have to have the realization within, then you have to be very, very sharp, focused. And the sharpness and the focus would be helped, facilitated better if you have the pranava mantra. What is the pranava mantra? It's just Om. The Om as a kind of pronunciation, Om as a syllable within, Om as a mantra you can consider, or it's just a sound you can consider. So Patanjali is telling while you are doing that, you try to have the spirit drawn within through this cultivation of Om as and when you can. And gradually you will find that you are in a position to do that in a better manner. Those who have copied Patanjali in their own way and use that in there are, spiritual doctrines in the world who have coined it from Patanjali and without, mentioning that it's taken from Patanjali's Yoga Shastra, they have used that in the central scriptures. I'm not blaming anyone. The good things can be taken from anywhere. It's good always, but it's better if you can recognize the source. It's the honest kind of confession and honest, mentioning. Should have been there, but it's not there. As yet, it's not there. But again, the original of Patanjali is worth to, getting into and follow that when we are going to the next phase of our next step of our meditation, which we are going to do now. Now we are going to do the next step of meditation, which we will have the first phase of pranayama. In the first phase of pranayama, we'll do alternate nostril breathing, maybe 2 or 3 cycles. I guess 3 cycles let's do because time is short. So we do 3 cycles, but if anyone is serious about it, should be minimum 10 cycles, because, in order to consolidate, you have to have minimum frequency of, 10 cycles done. However, we can have some, experiencing through 3 cycles we do now. And then we internalize how. So while we do this, we are doing this, alternate nostril breathing, and at the same time, we will have this chanting with it. So 2 things you have to try together. One is you do your alternate nostril breathing called pranayama, and at the same time, you do a chanting of Om, 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 without creating your sound. You are doing within yourself, in your mind, within yourself, you're doing that. And that will take you to a deeper realm of the mind. Gradually, you'll find the mind, the door of the mind is getting opened. Now, the moment you find the door of the mind, you are getting open, now you gate a lot of different directions to gate it or to drive it through. We have done Nash Yoga many times, but actually, see, unless you proceed this way, it's very difficult for people to get inside this Nash, because Nash is giving up and adapting. It's the twin things together. Once uh, mm, uh, Prapatti, Sharanagati, Nash. Prapatti is, Prapatti Sadhanam is what? Prapatti Sadhanam is the spiritual process or the meditative process through which you give up all these, adherences of this world. Meaning you are getting yourself freed from all different kinds of the worldly cords. That's Prapatti. Prapatti is you're getting free from the other obstacles in the path of spirituality, in the path of God. You will never be able to totally free, because once you're free from one element, one person, one context, one condition, one environment, you will find you are constrained by the other. So what you have to do is, prapatti is actually what? Actually, in your mind, you get into everything. Whatever comes in your way, you get into that. There is no restriction in your work. There's no restriction in your food. There's no restriction in your living a life. There's no restriction in anything that you can do. However, if you are in the path of God, you cannot actually involve yourself in certain things which are not really advisable. Your mind will not allow, your consciousness will not allow, your intrinsic will not permit, your even the vital energy will not permit. So even if the external mind is influenced by something from outside, you will not be in a position to do that if you have adopted the pathways of God. Therefore, it has been mentioned by Lord Krishna to Arjuna that when you have given up these adherences and you have accepted me, what he's saying is mentioning Arjuna, Bhumihi, Apaha, Anala, Vayu, Khang, Manaha, Buddhi, Ahankara, Ashtabhi. Iti yang me bhinya prakriti astoda. I am actually spread out into the entire creation. Lord himself is spread out into the entire creation. Where is he spread out? He's spread out in Bhumi, the earth system, the earth system, the planet. Apa, the water. Vayu, air. Anala, the Agni, the fire, the light, the illumination, the energy, the fire that comes from the sky also. Khang, the sky. And of course, it includes the void. Manaha, now inside. Manaha, buddhi, ahankar. Manaha, buddhi, ahankar. Manaha, your mind. Buddhi, your intellect. Ahankara, your individual identity. That's known as ego. We don't wish to call it ego. We wish to call it individual identity. The psychological way of calling ego, ego is divided into various phases, and it's connected with the kind of explanation that they have given. The moment the science of mind of the Vedas is opened up to the world, it's yet to, but it's coming out. It has already come in a fragmented form, but it has to come up in a comprehensive form. The modern explanations of mental science will be shattered because it's far elaborate and more accurate to the truth. This I'm telling with authority, with responsibility. Mind is not yours. Mind is our own. But again, he's presenting that. So Lord is present in the mind. God is present in that. As He is present in the art, as He is present in the air, as He is present in water, as He is present in the sky, as is present in the fire, in energy, the light, as is present in vacuum, as He is present in others, He is present in my mind. God is present in your mind, but you are driving your mind in your own ways. Your choice, your taste, your preference, these are getting dominant. So God is there inside the room, the inner room, and you are controlling the inner room through a lock. So you have locked the inner room, and the inner room is locked, so he is not felt. Buddhi, the intellect, that's what the sages have mentioned. And in the deliberations, the discussions between the Lord of Death and Nachiketa in Katha Upanishad under Krishna Yajurveda, there Lord of Death or the Lord of Righteousness is mentioning to Nachiketa that this human person, this human body, human existence, you consider this as a chariot. And Atmana Rathinam Vidhi. The Atman, Supreme Himself, is seated on the chariot. He is the Atman. He is the Supreme. The intellect is the driving force, the Sarathi. Atmana Rathinam Vidhi, Shariram Rathamevatu. Shari, the body, is like a chariot. Buddhi to Sarathi Vidhi. The intellect is working as a driving force, the driver. Manaha Pragrahamevacha. The mind is the connecting cord. But again, the mind, the connecting cord, itself has a presence of Lord. The intellect itself has a presence of Lord within. The chariot itself has the presence of Lord within. So when Sri Aurobindo explains that the Atma, Atmani, Atmana, Atma Sthitaha, Koshaha Sthitaha Atmani, Atmana. The Atman is contained within the entire system of yours. And again, the Atman is contained within, is present within your cellular existence, each cell of your existence. So each cell has got its own mind, consciousness that can be energized enough to respond if required. But that's not required as of now. What is needed is to unfold the barriers, is to open up the barriers over your mind, is to open up the barriers which the central existence, central entity is residing within, and to discover or to rediscover the noble entity, the supreme in the form of Atman within. And that's why Patanjali is mentioning you do that in the form of a pranayam, because Vayu, it's also having Lord as a messenger within. It's also having Lord there present in each element of the Vayu. And so when you are using that, you are inviting there, you're having that within, it's actually acting as your friend within. And it's doing what? It's doing the opening up on your behalf and facilitating that for your realization. So now we are proceeding to have the pranayam for just a few minutes. Let's have 3 cycles of alternate nostril breathing, and then I will continue mentioning what we are going to do. So our sitting posture is the same. We are seated straight on our sitting place. If you are in a squatting position, also straight. Eyes closed, hands on knees. To begin with, breathing normal. Then we begin with alternate nostril breathing in the way you can. You fix your own ways to do. Inhale through one nostril, hold, exhale through the opposite. Give pause of a second. Inhale through that opposite, hold, and exhale through the first nostril. That is 1 cycle. You do 3 cycles. Let's start. If you have completed 3 cycles, now proceed to the next step. Hope you could remember that concept of Om. If you have missed that, now visualize. Now visualize that Om within yourself. See that Om. Breathing normal, eyes closed. See that Om. Maybe at the base of your forehead, the place of third eye. Discover Om there. You find any in your biological system, any organ is creating problem for you, any organ. right from the down of feet to the top of head, anywhere, any organ. Carry this Om, take this Om, let this Om proceed as per your wish to that organ. You take it there and visualize Om there. Anywhere within your system. If you don't have any of such difficulty or point of concern for any part of your system, now take Om forward. Again to the same place of your base of forehead at the point of third eye. Visualize. Within your mind, allow your mind to do the chanting. Om. See how many times you can do. Maybe 3 times, 5 times. No sounding. It's a symphony that you have to create. It is within your system. You don't have to go outside the system. And now at that place, if you have got love for God, God in any form, God in any identity, or any symbol, or any word of God, or any divine play of God, now have that vision, visualize that at the same place. You see your God there. You visualize the presence of God there. Or you visualize an infinite sky over there if you don't want to visualize God. You will find gradually your mind is cooling down. Prashanta Pratishevitam. Your mind is developing the condition of poise. Your mind is now serving the tranquility in the world. Your mind is now connected with the Supreme. You are now connected with the Supreme. You are now connected with the Divine. You are now connected with the infinite. You are now connected with the cosmic system. Visualize. Now we gradually come back, take our awareness down. open our eyes. O the Lord, praying for the realization of those who are serious about it and sincerely expect that. Thank you. We shall now do the chanting. Please participate. আমরা এখন বেদমন্ত্র উচ্চারণ করব। প্লিজ বেদমন্ত্রে জয়েন করুন। ॐ वाग्मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनहो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठिता
ॐ वाग्मे मनसे प्रतिष्ठितं मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठिता
वेदस्यामानिस्तः श्रुतं निमा प्रहसिहा अनेनोदितेन अहोरात्राः तं ददामि रीतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि
रीतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि
तद्मामवतु तद्भक्तानामवतु अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तानाम् अवतु भक्तानाम्
अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तानाम् अवतु तद्भक्तानाम्।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
अयन्तु मम अङ्गानि वाक्प्राणचक्षुः श्रोत्रमाथः बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदाम् अहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यात् मां ब्रह्म निराकरोत्
अहं ब्रह्म निराकरोत्।
अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु धर्मस्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु
धर्मस्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु।
शांति शांति शांति।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ पूर्णमादः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते।
पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते
पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेव अवशिष्यते।
पूर्णस्य
पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेव अवशिष्यते।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
सहनो भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु।
ॐ सहनावतु
सह वीर्यं करवावहै
सह वीर्यं
तेजस्विनो अधितमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
शां मित्रः शां वरुणः शां नो भवति अर्यमः। शां नो इन्द्रः बृहस्पतिः शां नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। अहो ब्रह्मणे नमः देवायो
नमो ब्रह्मणे
त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि। त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि। गीतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि।
इदं वक्ष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि।
माम् अवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु। मामवतु वक्तारम्।
अवतु भक्ता।
शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणाम देवा। पश्येमाक्षवीययोत्रः तुष्टुवांशतनुभिः देवहितं यतायु Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Now we shall do a meditation for 2 minutes. এখন 2 minutes ধ্যান করবো আমরা সবাই। 2 minutes meditation now. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma. And now closing.
Pranam, sir.
We
Pranam,
shall-
sir.
we shall. We are now closing for the day. We shall meet again next Sunday at 5:30 Indian Standard Time.
Yes, sir.
Wish you all the best.
Pranam, sir. Pranam, pranam.
সবাই ভালো থাকবেন।
Sir.
আমি রবিবার 5:30 আবার মিলিত হব।
Yes, sir.